What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Boyce Watkins is tired of some of my content. The videos I have made about him are getting a lot of views. Boyce Watkins' alleged scamming or being associated with scammers. And we have some of those receipts that we have dropped today, or we will drop today. Well, Boyce Watkins left me a comment you're seeing on the screen. He says, after we finish going after small black businesses that get just a few black dollars, we should also go after big white corporations that are taking billions. Don't be jealous, brother. Step your game up. YouTube shouldn't be your only hustle. In other words, after we get through scamming all these black businesses, we're going to go after and scam the white ones too. Okay? So I respond to him and I said, hey, let me come scam with you and Jay Morrison so I can be a liar like you and get to the bag and steal black people's money. That was my comeback. It was okay, sort of cringe, but it was fine, right? But I want to prove to you that Dr. Boyce Watkins indeed has a history of not telling the truth. First thing I want to do is point out this video of Dr. Boyce Watkins. He is pretty much telling folks that it is okay to invest in Jay Morrison's fund. Let's play that.
But now we do it, more formulaically. Is why do is we actually sell the why? Like when I explain what I do, I tell people I basically sell open dreams, and I fulfill it. Sometimes I fulfill it with SaaS. Sometimes I fulfill it with a physical product. Sometimes I fulfill it with an info product. But ultimately, I'm selling open dreams of some sort of desired end result. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Absolutely makes sense. Yeah.
So that's kind of how I look at it. So if you look at it, and you got me thinking. So let me pull this up real quick on my end. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see how to do this. I'm going to share this right here, and this was kind of exciting for me, as a copywriter, side of things. You see my screen okay? You see like a presentation or whatever?
Yeah, I see it.
If you look at how we do it, in this case, we're we're selling like a children's education product, I'm not saying I believe it's a good product we put together. I'm not saying it's a bad product, but in the grand scheme of children's education products and stuff like that, there's thousands of them out there, right? It's like if you're selling like webinar software, if you're selling some sort of app tool or whatnot, the reality is we're not that special snowflakes, it's all the same thing. But what we do is, if you can imagine, I hit it initially, I literally, what I'm selling, I don't view myself as selling, the problem is not to say buy my product. I'm trying to sell a movement or a change. So in this case, this offer that we have, we're focused on the African American niche, and we're basically selling, we basically sell it as religion, right? So we're packaging as black economic power needs to become the second religion. We're gonna sell you on how to properly educate your children, create your own job, literally this is what we sell.
Correct.
This is how we position it. And what's interesting, and this was actually great because we were on the webinar, and Boyce, who's he's the main character, he's like the pitch guy, he's my info product guy. Yeah. Actually look at it, we had we literally go completely off tangent, which is good, but it's let me just read this copy to you, and I'd be curious to get your opinion. So we're basically selling. Let me take that back. We are selling hope. We are fulfilling it through an online education product. But this is kind of the pitch. It's growing up, I was the black kid who wanted to be invited to the space of the white man. Blah 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 blah. And it's and I remember just having a day when I said, I'm not going to pretend to be somebody else. I'm not going to fit in, trying to hope that these white folks like me because I'm a good person. I learned how to love, all this sort of stuff. It's this self-realization point. And what's interesting is this is actually one of our, and maybe you'll think that I'm this evil person. This is actually a practice and planned effort to get to a critical close point. And actually, I was really excited because, and this wasn't planned, but like when Boyce was actually pitching, or not pitching, he was educating. We're all about educating. We don't sell here. He was educating. He actually like this became like an epiphany moment for him. Mm-hmm. And I have him on, we're on like YouTube Live and the webinar and everything. He's tearing up. Like he cries for a good 30 to 45 seconds. And it's awesome. Like, let me see if I can find, like, I think the video is still up somewhere on YouTube. If I can go pull it up, let me find this real quick. From earlier this week. Hold on. And now I need to find something that takes forever to load. But, like, that point, like, literally, like, we spent, like, the presentation, we spent 4 minutes, like, he just, like, broke down and was, like, he just couldn't keep himself together. And the customer response in terms of confidence at that time just completely blew up. And I don't want to make it sound like it's completely manufactured, or, well, I guess it somewhat is, but this was, beyond my expectations. But, like, the phones or the online, like, the orders started ringing in because, like, people were able to emotionally identify with the why. They were able to, like, experience that transition. Let me go find, like...
It sounds to me like it went from a functional product up into an emotional product, right?
Oh, and it's all emotional.
Yeah. And
let me stop my screen here while I pull up the video, comment, stuff like that. So
now here's Boyce trying to clean that scandal up. The Charles Wu scandal that happened around 2016, 2017. Here's Boyce lying, trying to clean it up. Let's play that.
And I will say that as a result, we built a great company that has a lot of people that we take care of, a lot of Black people. We have a couple people on the team who are not Black. You'll probably know one of them, the infamous Charles Wu, who made that video, which I thought was just ridiculous. I didn't like it at all. If you want to know the history of that, and if you don't know about it, go Google it, please. There's the Charles Wu controversy. So basically, Charles Wu was a guy that we brought in as one of our digital marketing experts. If you ever see like stuff that we do online, and you should know this for your business. If you really want to promote your business, use social media to promote it. That's a great way to do it. So for many years, we didn't make a profit at all because a lot of our money was pumped back into spreading the message of Black economic empowerment. And if you follow my track record, I've been doing this for 10 years, literally many, many years before I even met Charles. Now, I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, but I will say there was somebody, even when your friend does some retarded shit, you got to call it out. You got to say, dude, what are you talking about? Right? So Charles did a video that was easily misconstrued where he basically says, he talks as if somehow, my emotional cues make it easier to sell a product. Now, the reason I took issue with that is that if you watch the 5,000 videos I've done, you'll know my emotion is not, it's hard to fake 5,000 videos. It's hard to pretend for a decade that you are passionate for Black people. And even if I was pretending, which I wasn't, but even if I was, you could also check the track record, right? You can check to see, well, how many Black people have benefited from what Boyce has done? How many Black people are being, are paying their bills because of things that Boyce has put in place? How many things have actually come out of the talking? Because I don't just talk, we do. That's what we do.
And then pocket watching with JT. Okay, this is Boyce Watkins, who has a PhD, who is pretty much telling Black people it is okay to invest their money with 2 felons. Okay, 2 felons with no business record. It is okay to raise $13 million with this. Now, let's play the clip of pocket watching with JT, and then we'll come back.
Investment into a fund, you are supposed to look at the fund manager. You look at the fund manager's history. You look at what the fund manager has done within the industry and see, are they actually qualified to manage the funds of others? Have they done it before? Did they, play maybe a junior role at another hedge fund and now it's their opportunity to be the front man? What did they do? What made them really capable of managing someone else's money? Well, let me tell you something. Boyce didn't do a lot of homework when it came to when it came to Jay Morrison. He didn't do a whole lot of homework. But do you want to know who did do some homework? Apparently, the NFL Players Association. The NFL Players Association did some homework. And they put out, and it says it lists Mr. Jay Morrison as the Chief Executive Officer, and it lists Mr. Tosin, I'm going to butcher this name, Mr. Tosin Oduwale as the Vice President of Business Development. It says here that, on June 7, 2018, the Tulsa Real Estate Fund put out a press release, and the press release basically said that they were able to raise $9.6 million. All right. So let's take a look at what the NFLPA is looking at. It says here that item number one, I know Boyce is really good at reading energy, but real financial advisors are really good at reading documents. Item number one, it says Mr. Morrison's criminal record. Mr. Morrison's full name is Jermaine Dyson Morrison. At the time, he was 37 years old. Mr. Morrison has acknowledged he has a drug dealer. He was a drug dealer for several years in his youth and was incarcerated on multiple occasions as a result. So they go over his background. Says item number two. So number one, he was a drug dealer for a very long time in his past. Okay. Item number two, Mr. Morrison's 2016 bankruptcy filing. Hold on. So you're telling me that Dr. Boyce Watkins, the PhD in finance, he read Jay's energy, and he didn't know that during the time he's reading Jay's energy and basically saying that he's going to be a good manager of other people's money, he wasn't aware that Jay Morrison filed for personal bankruptcy. I want to be clear. We're talking about Chapter 7 bankruptcy.
Now, let me say something here. Dr. Boyce Watkins, for sure, has more money than me. So does Jay Morrison. But see, if you have to lie, if you have to cheat, if you have to do any of those weird things just to get money, cry, scam, lie, and he told me, you need more money making without making YouTube videos. Well, look, bro, I could be doing exactly what you're doing, what Brother Polite's doing. I don't want to be a liar. Because see, I like to work for what I get, which is what you don't do. You don't work for what you get. Because we all know those dusty streams don't make any money. YouTube don't make any money. What you're trying to do is get everybody to buy a course, which those courses don't work. And then you probably have some low percentages of the money you get from these other scammers and do business that way. I don't want to be a liar like that. I don't need to be so wealthy. I gotta, talk behind my friend's back like you did Farrakhan. All these other people not paying people. See, there are certain things I won't do. Okay? There are certain things I'm not gonna do to get money that you will do. I refuse to do those things. If you want to do it, that is completely fine. I will work until I get my money, and all my money I'm gonna get, I earned it. I didn't steal from nobody. I don't believe in stealing from people. That's what you allegedly do. So continue to do what you've been doing. Allegedly lying and stealing. So guys, we think it's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson. Back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all you, Celebrity Bell. I'm out.